Love the mouth-watering taste of delicious, perfectly cooked bacon?
Bacon! Bacon! Where's the bacon? I smell bacon! 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 Gotta be bacon! Only one thing smells like bacon! That's bacon! Bacon, 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 there!
Welcome to the What's Sizzling podcast with Big Bacon.
Hey, look at all that meat.
And now your host, Big Bacon, Brad Hollister.
It's bacon!
All right. And now we are live officially.
Officially.
We did it. Officially.
We finally did it. So I don't have to do this intro for the 80th time.
Nope, this is finally it.
Which, by the way, each time it's going to be worse and worse because I've had to do it so much because we're figuring out new technology because we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the What's Sizzling podcast is back. Now, we're not going to just go full tilt into it, and I've discussed this in my numerous intros before. I've been working 11-hour days. I love my job, but it does burn you out no matter how much you love your job. So, yeah, it's hard to commit to the podcast as much as I would like to, especially during the pandemic, because I was still doing the same job, but I was sitting at home all day. So it was a much different feel, right? But now being at work, so burnt out, once I sit on my couch, my ass usually doesn't leave it. That's a good spot for my ass. You know what I mean? The cushions are molded to it at this
Your
point.
ass?
It's a good fit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh dude, double cheek. It's a double cheek imprint right on that couch. And I'm not saying that's bad.
He's a big egg shape.
What, you only have one ass cheek, John?
I'm just melding into my fucking chair here at home from editing Sumo. I'm just fucking
cigarette ad.
Yeah. He just kind of lays there ever since he started smoking.
Old cigarette ad. Oh no, it was a weed one. I apologize. But that old weed ad used to crack me up because I thought that was the funniest thing in the world, and I always wish I had a deflatable friend. Now, as an adult, I have funny deflatable friends. But yeah, we're back, and the reason we had a lot of people in our What's Sizzling Sizzle Squad, and you guys, I want to thank you guys so much because you guys have been loyal to us, even though we have not been putting out as much content as we were in the past. So I do want to thank everybody in the Sizzle Squad. But yeah, you guys were asking us questions about our weekend because John and I both had a solid weekend. So we were like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just bring the show back. Let's bring it back because everyone was asking these questions. So I took a couple screenshots and we could start firing away. And the first one absolutely break my heart. It breaks my heart, and it's going to lead into probably the biggest story from the weekend. At least my biggest story. John, you did a lot of cool things on Saturday, but
Saturday
we got to dive into some things. So we got Troy Cummings, and he said, can we talk about how Bacon got mad mojo towards the Titans by making fun of Redbeard's dead spider, which wasn't even a real spider? So we'll talk about this. And Sumo, I don't know if you've seen the story. I shared it with the squad because, that was one thing when we started the squad. I said, I want to pull no punches in there. I want to be able to share back. I want to share real stories, right? And I think that this group has been really good about keeping things in the squad. And that was one thing I always loved about this group. So I'm just going to say it on the podcast because I think this time around, Jonathan, Michael, Sumo, which, by the way, I didn't introduce. Sumo's here with us. That's probably not going to be an episode-by-episode thing. Hey. I wish it could be. But, yeah, what's up, Sumo?
I'll come in as often.
We're already back. We're in full swing already. We're already fucking up introductions. We're back.
We're rough. It's been a while. It's like
Friday. I don't know if you know about this fully, Sumo. I wrestled Eric Redbeard, formerly known as Eric Rowan, WWE.
I did read the story. But yes,
it's quite ridiculous. And I just come to the conclusion of I have mental problems. Yeah, pretty much. So we have our match. And first of all, we're in the back, right? And we're going through everything. And we only had a couple things together, but he was really making sure I was okay with it. And you know me, I get offended by everything. So I was kind of dude, I know how to jump. Like one of the things was like, oh, I have to jump into something. And like I legit said, I was like, dude, I know how to jump. Right? Like I don't know. I was getting irked, right? And I don't think he's a bad guy at all. Because like we talked after all this. Like that's spoiler alert, end of the story. We end up talking, have a very nice conversation. So I do not think he's a bad guy. But I'm just telling you my experience and what led up to this moment. So I'm kind of getting irked. And I'm a very irritable guy.
Not you.
I get that about myself. Like I'm very reflective. I know my faults. So we have the match, and the part where I have to jump, John, you could probably find this clip. I literally go, I jumped, like after I did it, very loudly, because I was like, dude, I can fucking jump, bro. I got hops, all right? I may look like a little chubby guy, but I got bunnies, bro. Like, don't test my bunnies. Like that's personal, right? So we lose, right? And I'm on the outside of the ring, and I'm in bad guy like, oh no, we lost, don't hurt me anymore mode, right? So he's like looking out at us all mean, and I'm on the cell. So I just go, I'm happy your spider died. Which, if nobody knows, his last gimmick with WWE, or one of his last gimmicks, was he had a cage with a curtain over it, and it was like hyped up for weeks, like, oh, what's in the cage? What's under the curtain? And like the reveal was an animatronic spider that looked terrible. So like it's probably a sore subject with him, but I just thought I was being funny, right? But like hindsight, I didn't think how he would feel about it. I was just like, oh, this is gonna make like me laugh and everyone laugh. So I was, oh, I'm happy your spider died. So he goes on the chase, which as a babyface you should kind of do, right? So I, as a heel, I go on the run. I'm not gonna stand there and fight. As a heel, you shouldn't be a big old tough guy. So I said, oh, I'll run to the back. I'm afraid. I get to the back, and then like once I get through the curtain, you usually like stop running because no one can see. So I go to stop running, and I turn around. He's still like running after me. So then I look up, and you can kind of like, if you're in the top row there. Yeah, exactly.
There was a couple. So initially we were gonna have lights initially, like 2 years ago, but it was just like turned into a big thing. So we just went lights on, and I got this new screen everyone can see, and I didn't even think that a couple nosy fans are gonna be like, I'm in on, I want to see everything first. But it's like, hey, smartasses, we're just gonna make everyone wait behind the door now. So it's, yeah, that happened. Sorry, continue. Yeah. So I keep running because I see everyone over there, and I'm like,
it was for the best. It was for the best.
I have another story about that. But
great.
Continue.
But this is what got me confused, right? So he's still chasing me after we go through the curtain. So then I look up, and then I see like, oh, some people can see over the curtain. So I was like, I'll run through the doors. And then like he chased me through the doors. And so like I turn around, right? And he's just like, oh, I wanted to chop you so bad because you mentioned the spider. And I just go, like, I gave a look like that. I was like, I chopped back. And then like I kind of like laughed and walked off a little bit. And then he like went in like back through the doors, and I don't know if he went out to the ring and celebrated. I really don't know what happened, but I was just like in that little hallway. So like we're talking about the match afterwards, like, and everyone's, you know, saying how we did and all that. And like he keeps bringing up, I mentioned the spider, dude. Like, because accustomed to like after a match, you usually talk with the person. Like, if example, me and Sumo have a match, right? Afterwards, and be like, oh, dude, when you did this, that was awesome. Like, oh, we should have took our time here a little bit, right? Or he's gonna give me feedback on like what I should have did. Like, that's usually what you do after the match, and then like you say like, oh, good job, like thank you for keeping me safe. Like, you know, it's a very custom thing. So like I'm waiting there, and like as we're going over that. Like we're talking about all those kind of things, but like he keeps like, oh man, I wish I could have chopped you for mentioning that spider. Like, dude, like he keeps bringing it up, and John thinks he was joking, but I truly think it was one of those things like, you know, when you joke but you're not really joking. And I use the example of like, if you have you're hanging out with a girl and you have a crush on her, and you're like, oh, we should just make out right now, or like we should just kiss. And if she says no, you're like, oh, I'm joking. But if she says yes, you're like, oh, awesome, right? Like that. I think it was like that kind of joking where he was joking, but he wasn't really joking. Like he he wanted to chop me for saying something about the spider. So
yeah, probably. But I don't know. I think he's just a weird guy.
Yeah.
Because like
Dude,
I said, I worked that meet and greet with him this summer, and he was just like, he kept saying stuff to me, and I'd be like, what? And fucking, he's just a weird fucking guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, I really think the spider bothered him, dude. Like I said, the way he kept bringing it up, like the spider would go unmentioned for 5 minutes, and then he'd be like, "Oh man, I wish you didn't bring up that spider." Like, is the spider real to him?
Maybe it costs a lot of money to make. I don't know.
No, I legit think he was just.
I know they want to forget about it.
In hindsight, 2020, I was definitely a dick.
Yeah.
Like that was a dick move by me. But like I didn't think I was being a dick at the time. I was just like, oh, I was being funny. Like, but yeah, I guess what's funny to some is not funny to all.
And then,
did you really think that was dirty?
So we had.
No, not you.
No, but
the
you
gimmick.
know.
Oh yeah,
back in the WWE,
absolutely.
The gimmick itself. I said they did him dirty.
So we're downstairs.
But speaking of,
and I go to change.
Yeah,
change
right away. There's still more to this. Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's still more to this story, and I didn't tell this part of this vlog.
Continue.
There's still more to the story, but RJ Rude was right there, so he could attest to this part. So I'm downstairs, and like I'm changing because I like getting in and out of there, right? Especially like traveling. It was a Friday, so I did work that first half of the day, and I was just beat. So I'm like changing, getting ready to go. Then he walks by, and he goes, next time I'm down here, he's like, I'm going to ask to wrestle you. And I said, we can amateur wrestle if you want. And he's like, nah, I want to chop you. And I go, oh, no chops, no punches? I said, we can amateur wrestle if you want. Right? Like I said it again. And he goes, yeah, but I could chop you still. And I go, I just said no chops, no punches, dude, right? And then like that's when we laughed and like ended up like being cool, like everything was cool afterwards. And like I said, he wasn't a bad guy. I just think it's hilarious that like I think the spider thing really got to him. I don't know if you guys agree, but I do think the spider thing.
I wasn't there,
you know
so
what?
I can't attest, but
I want to take this moment to formally apologize. Listen, I have zero fear in my heart about getting chopped. If someone really thinks like you're intimidating me by saying you're going to slap my titties, that's never going to work. But I want to apologize. If the spider thing did bother him, I do feel like an asshole about that. So I do want to apologize. But you got to have a sense of humor, man. You got to have a sense of humor at some things. Like sometimes life hands you lemons. You know, it sucks, but it's the case. But I do apologize. If he was legit upset, I do apologize. Oh, and also, I did wear a mask backstage the entire time just to see if Braun Strowman would say anything. He didn't.
No, he was.
Like, gave each other a head nod.
Did his thing.
Yeah, but what is wrong with me? Why do I want confrontation with huge human beings?
So
do I have Napoleon complex?
So I was bad? Just.
I feel maybe. I feel like you. But I feel like that's just been you since I've known you.
Yeah,
I wonder if there was any confrontation when we. Go ahead, John. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, we were like at the same height. Oh yeah, go ahead, John. I apologize.
So no, I was saying so. One of my favorite moments from this weekend. So Zane Bernardo comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, John, can you do you think you could play a song for me?" So I'm like, I mean, yeah, when it comes time for music, like, sure, but I'm not just going to play a song now. I'm going to get screamed at. And he's like, yeah, no, that's fine. So he emails me this song, and he's like, I'm just letting you know, it's terrible. Were you around for this, Bacon?
No, so I was around for it because I remember him talking to you and you laughing, but like I was like having my own conversation.
He wanted you to play it during his entrance?
No, just like during the pre-show,
during
like the opening, everyone's getting autographs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, so I'm talking to this chick, and I'm like trying to show her that I got some pull by like being like, you know,
yes.
Thousand people listening to your song. So he puts it on, dude, and it's like the worst fucking thing. What was it? I'm on a train. I got something to say. I'm on a train. I'm going my way. And fucking, so he's fucking filming us all. He's like, yeah, look at. He's got like a shot of the crowd, and this song's fucking cranking, and it's and everyone's like, is in on the joke, and everyone's fucking banging their heads, and fucking. Meanwhile, Fandango's fucking peeking his head through the curtain while this song is playing. And it's very in this video, everyone's like, yeah, Fandango turned around and goes, what the fuck is this? And just I lost it. I lost it.
Which, by the way, he's the coolest, dude. He is the funniest motherfucker of all time.
And speaking of the fans
Huge
that were peeking
Fandango
over the
fan.
curtain, so right before his match, he's doing his crazy man pacing where he goes back and forth. And these fans up top, they're like, Dirty Dango. He goes, hey, watch the fucking show. And he just storms into the back. Lombardi's there like, you can't do that. Like,
He's so awesome, dude. He is so awesome. We got Alex
like,
Calder in our
"Watch
live
the
chat
fucking
saying
show."
Dango's unbelievably funny. Watch the fucking show.
Insane. So the whole
Yeah.
time I was
Oh
like,
my
Dango,
God.
you want to use this music? I'm on a train. On a train. Oh my God. See if I can, hold on. See if I can get it to play.
That's
Oh
incredible.
my God, dude, please don't. Please don't. We're trying to get listeners back. Is this a song? This song is so bad. It shows how good of a friend you are, John. To Zane Bernardo. You're a really good
so
friend to that
that
kid.
cranked. And that it was 2.5 minutes of that.
And then you started playing some
so that was-
bangers,
I love those
dude.
guys. Bro.
John, you
J1,
started
RJ.
playing some bangers after that.
because I had time to kill. Well, I had lounge music on for a little bit because I
He had
didn't
to
know what
make up
do.
for it.
Lounge covers. And
He had to recover. God, I gotta bring him back.
Alex Calder in the chat said, so did he get laid? We do not know the ending of the story. I would guess, yeah, because
We can ask
Come
him.
on, dude.
I can call him right now if you want.
that's a bad song. And we got it played in front of over 1,000 people. So if not, I don't know what to tell you. He's just not. If he wasn't a gentleman, I guess
I'm
not.
texting
but-
him right now.
Yeah, let's get
So,
the ending.
yeah.
Let's figure this out.
So I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to play that at WrestleFest pre-show as well, but I got tied up and all that. nonsense
He's gonna
and
be like,
being
"How do you know this?"
surprised.
He's gonna be like,
uh,
"How the hell
So,
do
yeah.
you know this?"
Yeah, we could actually throw it to our next
And then-
question because you just brought up WrestleFest, which happened on Saturday. I was not there on Saturday, but this is one of our questions. Jory Cummings also asked, "Did you get to talk to Black at all?" Which I'm guessing is Aleister
Not really.
Black.
I mean, he had Aleister Black he had the biggest meet and greet line. So by the time he got done with that, he was already down in the locker room doing his deal with Christopher Daniels. And speaking of Black, here's Nick Scholtz.
Hey, it's
Oh.
Aleister Schultz.
Ah. But no,
Oh
Aleister Black had he had a special
It's
request.
actually Malachi
Jesus.
Schultz right now.
Malachi Schultz. We
Malachi.
apologize.
Malachi Schultz had he had a
Schultzy.
special
Yeah.
request for his
How
lights.
I've missed you.
And there was this old man who smelled like cigarettes in charge of lights and sound. So I was basically like, someone figure this out because I
I
have
don't
too
know how
much
to
to
do
do.
So, what
Wait, how do you
was
do
his
this?
request?
Oh, that it's the easy way.
That was something about just like white lights going down and up. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I was doing it this way for some reason. I was like,
So,
And then,
me and John are
I'm
trying
sorry,
to have
I'm shitting all
a
over your
good
story.
conversation.
I
You
know I'm
guys
shitting
are
all over your
just
story. I'm trying
doing
to
hearts
figure out how to make lump signs.
No,
Trying to
bro,
figure out how to make
it's
lump
not
signs on my
hard.
hands.
It's like this, dog. What are you talking
I know.
about, bro?
No,
What
but
do
you're
you
doing it the wrong.
mean?
You're doing it like a diamond upside down's a
bro,
pussy.
what
So
you,
that's
nah,
what-
dude, that's so hard. What the fuck are you talking about?
So you go diamond upside down's a pussy.
Yeah,
and then
diamonds
the
upside down
thumbs
pussy,
down
and
to
then
get the
you
heart
and
going.
then you say, "I love diamonds." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I love diamonds. Yeah.
Diamonds.
So
like
my
diamonds are
so my day
a
though,
boy's best friend. Yes.
That's right.
my day though started at 10 a.m. in the Mid Hudson Civic Center, which we are not allowed to call it anymore. It is the MJN Convention Center. something
The
some
MJF?
lawsuit.
Good for him, dude.
Yeah, right. So started at 10 o'clock, setting things up, and I knew about the big surprise, which ended up to be Jon Moxley because we couldn't get Jay Lethal. So I had known about it, and then Channing,
It's an okay trade-off.
that son of a bitch, was like, "Oh yeah, it's Jon Moxley," and went screaming it out and got me in trouble. And then yeah. So anyway, it turned into this big thing. Hey, can you play his music? We got to make sure we got the right version of the song for copyright reasons. Blah 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 blah. And I go downstairs into his locker room, and he's finishing calling his match. And Channing's like, "This is the music guy," and he's like, "Hey." So anyway, if I can finish talking to Channing, and I'm like, so I pull out my phone. I'm like, "Is this the version of your song?" And he's like, "I don't care, man. Play something. I'm on a walk." And he starts doing his pacing thing. I'm like, "All right, sweet." And I just walked out of the fucking locker room.
Oh, no way. He was a dick?
Yeah,
No
and
way.
then yeah.
Oh, dude. Like
The
I said, on the
the
second
funniest
time,
interaction, though.
Yeah, he needs something. He needs something to take the edge off. You know.
Yeah. So the funniest interaction though was the main event. So Enzo comes up to me and he's like, "So I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna cut this promo, dude. I'm gonna say SAWFT, soft. And I want you to fucking kill the lights, right? And then the family's gonna come out. And then you're gonna kill the lights and they're gonna powder and then hit the music again. And Bully Ray's gonna come out and the vet is gonna get the vet's gonna get the main event, the spotlight." I'm like, okay. So Enzo goes out there and cuts like the longest promo I've ever heard. And everyone's backstage going like, "Play the fucking music. Play his music. Bully Ray, I will pay you right now to play his fucking music. Fucking play all three of our songs at the same time. Let's get this over with." Fucking, they're all screaming. I'm like, what is going on now? And Lombardi comes out and he's like, "Did you even?"
There's not a guy in, like next to the ring to give him like the cut.
Enzo he's out of his mind. So
Okay.
they're like, does Bully Ray know that Enzo wants him out last? Well, at first I walked up to the Redbeard and Strowman and was like, "Hey, are you guys coming out together or separate? Because Enzo says you guys are doing this thing." They just go, both of them at the same time. We're like, "Don't fucking listen to Enzo." I'm like, "All right." So fucking I tell Bully Ray and he's like, I'm like, "Enzo wants you to go out last." And he goes, "Why the fuck would I go out last?" He's like, "I'm a fucking heel and I'm on his fucking team. Why would I go out after the baby faces?" Like, it doesn't play my fucking music. And I just hit the music. It was weird. It was a weird spot.
Enzo was probably like, that sound guy was a fucking jerk.
Yeah,
That
I
was
told
a
him
real
specifically to
jerk.
wait.
I asked him specifically. He said Moxley just blew him off.
Very clear.
I pulled him to the side and asked him a request. No, dude, I said it earlier.
Very nice.
It might have been in one of my 5 intros we did trying to set this up, but I was like, I'm going to be a little bit more unfiltered because I really just don't give a shit. But not a fan of Moxley, dude. One time there's like a big old meet and greet. Guy wasn't even like standing up for pictures. And he was charging people like $80 to do the shield fist. Fuck off, dude. If like people are paying me $80 to put my fist in the air, I would be doing a cartwheel for them. That's $80 bucks, bro.
I was like,
person.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt then because I found out he had the staph infection. But then this time was like, all right, dude, I get it. And it can't be like, I know because you're not drinking, but I'm in the same boat as you, dude. So like, I'm miserable too. So don't be extra miserable to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't.
But the thing is, he had a choice. Why was he there if he's gonna be miserable about it? I know he's going to GCW and like playing it up, but like, dude, just don't go to the fucking shows if you want to be a prick.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Oh,
add to
so
anything.
there's
How was the
something
match?
off. There's something going off in the that match. It was fun. It was just, and then they just put Enzo through a table at the end of it. So.
Oh no, I'm talking about.
Oh wait,
Janet.
so
Oh, Channing and Moxley was good.
I don't think that was a
It was
match.
quick.
Was that even a match? Was that
It was
a
like
beat?
6 minutes.
Yeah.
Good for
So
Channing.
Lewis
So
wants to know the thoughts on
he had to-
someone
he had-
driving
He had
6
to,
hours.
Wait, real quick. He had to pace around for a 6-minute match. He had to pace around in the back. Get really into program.
Couldn't be bothered with music for a 6-minute match.
Yeah, couldn't be bothered with music. For, oh yeah, I gotta remember all this. I gotta remember everything about this match. Man, all right. Play the trogs. I don't care.
Yeah, he's like, I wanted to play my theme song. Jon Roy, Jon Roy, Jon Roy. Dun, dun.
Oh my god, that would have been hysterical.
He comes out there.
What,
He's like, "Oh,
wait,
Ron
how does it
John
go?
video."
Jay. Oh, what is it?
Oh, I had the whole thing out somewhere. I'll have to find
It's
it.
like something Omaha.
I had my
Yeah,
whole name.
it's so funny. I love that
So
one.
Lewis wants to know. So there's a Matt Taven fan who knows me because I was in the background of a Cameo video he sent her, and we became friends down in Philadelphia, and she brought me a bunch of energy drinks this weekend, so thank you. But she was mad that Taven couldn't be there because Impact Wrestling, so she crossed out his name and wrote my name because I convinced her to go to the shows anyway. So that's where that whole came from.
You're a
Listen,
draw,
I say
brother.
this all
6
the time.
hours
That was
for Jon
cool.
Roy.
That was a
Technically,
cool
everyone-
post. Cool post.
Everyone's there to
Yeah.
see Jon Roy technically because you run the show. Like I know you're not like
Yeah.
making the decisions, but in terms of like producing it and making it look good and handling the music, the video,
Making us
literally
look good.
your hands are all over it. Technically, everyone's there to
I made
see
so
Jon Roy.
many. I made so many entrance videos, so I don't think if people realize that like 90% of the people on the show like weren't our regular talent, and AEW only sent me a couple of them. So I was like, so Moxley, I had to scramble and find that theme and find his newest video so I can mix those together. Casters I made last second. It was basically a slideshow. I sat home all week and made Mercedes Martinez.
Did you
and
put
Ivan
any,
Reis and Mark Henry and I could go on basically. I
I
have
was
a
gonna say,
whole
did you put
fucking-
any Duke logos? Any Duke logos in the Max Caster
Duke?
video? Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about
And he
Duke
just
Dan
loves
Evans. I
mentioning-
made one for
mentioning
him
Duke.
too.
No. I just know he's a big fan of
Poor
Duke
Dan
College,
Evans
so-
though, because he got the
I didn't know
worst
if you
video
threw that
because
in
I
there.
knew it was going to be the least.
John, how much sleep did you get the last week?
Dude, so
-6.
I got to Over the Top
Yeah.
on Friday, and we did that show, and I got back to the room, and we all hung out, and we started editing the
Wait,
show.
with the girl that drove 6 hours? Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, no. So it was me, Waves and Curls, Channing, Brett, and the Brick City Boys. The Brick City Boys, man, I gotta give those guys props. They bust their fucking ass. Those guys. They've been coming to the past couple shows and just helping and shit. So good dudes.
And
Yeah,
I'm
those are
sure
good
it's gonna
dudes.
pay off.
We were hanging out, and I'm just editing the show. I ended up finishing it. I got it exported. You know, it was a quick edit, nothing fancy. Get it exported that night. Start uploading it the next day, so it's up on Saturday night. Pump that out. But I got 2 hours of sleep because I finished doing that, and it was like late at night. And
Jesus, dude.
2 hours of sleep, and then did WrestleFest all day, and then got home at like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, some shit like that. And just fucking died yesterday.
That's a long fucking day, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
how much hours of sleep yesterday did you get?
But Texas Roadhouse is a nice sponsor to have because I went downstairs and I took a whole fucking pan of rolls and I brought them up and was just stuffing my face with it. It was
That's what I
like
say
there was
about my
some
after
shit
Did
left
school
they
over.
leave the?
Bro.
Like Zane
You
Bernardo
should have a
made
Texas
me a
Roadhouse
plate.
match and just have them throw peanuts everywhere.
He
I
made
went
me
to
a plate of
Texas
food to
this
eat during the show, but I
weekend.
went downstairs and I was like, it was just fucking free bread. The GoPro guys, we got
Do
an
they have the
instant
cinnamon
replay
butter?
thing going on. I made a graphic for that day. I made a transition out of this thing Credo had. So there's, if you watch WrestleFest back, there's like, I'm gonna go and tighten it up and do like a final, take the commercials out and shit. The Tasty Crab. There's cool transitions and replays and graphics and shit. So
Crabs
I'm
are
happy.
tasty.
Nice.
Nah, dude, you fucking crushed it this weekend, man.
I'm
Like
glad
I
you're
said
getting
it
the
earlier to you. I was like,
recognition
you,
that we've all seen.
yes, and like I said, I was telling you earlier, I was like, you produced a live pay-per-view. That's fucking cool to say. Not too many
Yeah.
people could say
Yeah,
that.
you're the architect.
And I had
right
that
there.
up
You're
too. That
killing
one I fucking, because that one we planned on the quick turnaround time. I had that thing uploaded on Pivot Share. I think because it was on the faster hard drive. It was up before we were done with Ring Crew. So I was like, God damn.
That's insane, dude.
I feel spoiled because like me and the boys had Jon Roy to do all of our videos for years before he started doing it for all these other companies. So, and they were always like banging. They were just amazing. And then John started getting gigs and better equipment. And next thing you know, he's doing full pay-per-views. So it's really cool to see you get the recognition you deserve and that we've all know you have. So it's cool. Good
Oh,
on you,
thank
John.
you. But
This isn't an
proud of you,
episode. This is
buddy.
actually
Sure.
the Jon Roy Lifetime Achievement Award show.
This is the
So
Jon Roy,
we're gonna
this
be
is
talking
your
about
life.
Jon
Here's
Roy
my
for the
English
next-
teacher from fourth grade.
I get to
Look
be
through
biased.
this window that isn't real.
Here's
that
your
Stu Hart?
ex-girlfriend.
Uh,
Oh, I wish we
so-
had the
Oh, one of
I wish
them.
we had all the StreamYard stuff going right now too.
yeah,
So Troy had
That's not my
a-
dad.
the ticket.
Troy had a few more questions.
Here's
that
all the
will
porn
rattle
stars
off.
on
Yeah,
Twitter
let's-
you've blocked.
He said, "How did I enjoy
blocked me.
working with Ramiro?" Dude, I like Ace a lot. I think Ace is a ball buster, so I'm also a ball buster. And the whole time call match, I think we're just like halftime fucking around. So that was always a good time. Do you watch any of the matches during the show? Now, I'm sure this is a little bit of both of us, John, and Sumo, you could chime in as well. Actually, Nick, you could chime in as well because you're long tenured referee in the professional wrestling business. So
right,
we'll
that's
start.
right.
We'll start with Nick since
I
he has
told
the most
Kane that.
experience. Since Nick has the most
Yeah,
experience.
so I told
When-
Kane that.
When you are reffing, do you watch matches that you are not reffing?
Yeah, to make sure that I'm not doing anything that the other ref's doing at the moment. So I won't count a 3 if a ref is counting a 3 before me. I won't do a count out or anything like
Yeah,
that.
'cause we
No,
don't
I
have
do
the
actually
same
keep.
finish.
Sometimes I do. No, I'll check out. Like we were at Eastfield Mall. I'll look throughout the window and check out the matches and stuff. But most of the time, I'm kind of just like trying to figure out what the finish is for the next match.
See, it's funny though.
Like
'cause,
I'll try and take pointers and everything too, but like I don't know. I watched I remember in Holyoke, I watched all the matches. I'd be sitting
Yeah,
because I
well,
remember
that's
me
'cause
and
you bought
John
a
kept
ticket.
trading shirts. Well, no, not that. It's because we were trading shirts, and I was standing right at the doorway
you were
waiting for
waiting
you to
for-
give me the fucking
We
shirt.
weren't trading shirts. You were using my shirt.
I was using your. No, we both mutually agreed to trade shirts. Many minutes. The first time I met you, we were like, "Let's trade these shirts real quick." But no, I remember watching all those matches. And the main event of that match was a great one. That was the Closers versus Perfect Gamble in the street fight, where
yeah.
you like tried to. I think you counted the pin on top of the tax.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
that was such
Jesus.
a dangerous match.
Oh, and a fucking sumo
I
with
was
no shoes on, and
barefoot.
the fucking tack match. Yeah.
And then Nick
I
Scholtz
was
threw the
so
post through the
nervous,
window.
dude.
That was awesome.
Dude, I
That's
was
legendary.
hysterical. I was so I still have the picture of like it was like never forget, and it was I forget what the place was. So obviously I forgot it, but I put never forget and the date, and then just right through the window.
Through the window.
Good
So-
times.
Actually, I'll see if I can find that picture.
So, John, do you get to watch? I'm sure you have to watch a lot of the
So,
show, especially the finishes,
well,
because you're in
people-
charge of music.
It's hard to explain. People actually ask
Do you
me
get to
all
pee?
the time because
That's my
I'm-
question.
It depends. So like I didn't. I'm used to. I'm a professional holder. I used to hold it like all through school and shit like that. So 'cause the bathrooms are gross. But no. So like the Bethany shows, I'll sneak out because I know kind of it's more laid back. But like yeah, those I just got the shows done yesterday. But like so people ask me too when I'm filming and are doing that and they're like, did you watch my match? And like I'll say yeah because like I'm paying attention to the match and then they'll ask me for feedback or advice or like what I liked and it's like I'm watching it, it's going on in my head, but I'm also doing like 50 other things, so I'm not like breaking it down match wise. You know what I mean?
No. So it's I don't want to say background noise, but it's like you're half paying attention. It's one of like you ever like
Yeah,
watch a
it's like
TV
I'm
show
also
while
working.
on your phone? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
exactly.
you
So it's like
you
I
pick
got
up
the
some of the
laptop
stuff,
and I
but you
got
don't
the-
pick up all of it.
I got the card in front of me. I got the laptop open. I got people asking me questions because nobody can get stuff done ahead of time. You know, so you've known about WrestleFest for 2 weeks, but sure, no, give me your music you want to change right now. It's like,
Right now. All right, Sumo. What about you, Sumo?
Right.
Do you
I
get to
love
watch,
trains. I love trains.
show? or do you do your match
come on,
and not give a shit?
train.
No. I think you want that's the goal is to ask as many different people to watch your match. And vice versa, you do it for them. And that way you get advice from as many different people who do all these different styles in different positions, from like referees to camera guys to trainers to legends that happen to be there, and you gain all this information back, and then you just kind of filter what works for you. Or you take something back to training and try it and throw some shit at the wall to see what sticks. But that's how you get better. That's how you evolve as a wrestler. So it behooves you to watch everything on the card, and so you know what's been done on the show. If the match before me, it's not always easy to communicate with everyone with so many things going on during a show. So you don't always get finishes for every match. So if there's a roll up in the previous match and you have a roll up in yours, like, we're not going to do a roll up anymore. We got to think of something else.
Yeah.
So behooves you to
what
watch.
really
I don't
stinks
watch
is
none
editing.
of y'all motherfuckers. I don't watch
editing bad
none of y'all
wrestling.
motherfuckers. I don't watch
What,
none.
John?
No, I'm just kidding. Oh,
I've seen Bacon look through. I've seen Bacon look through windows. Bacon looks through windows to watch. He
Let me
tries
tell
to
you-
pretty he has to watch, but he's like he's like one of those dads that's in the crowd. It's like, I wasn't looking, but you did great, son.
That's kind of me to a T. But I'll tell you exactly what I do. If I feel like I could help someone, right? Because when I was younger, when I first started wrestling, I watched every match. Like, if I wasn't like, I would put together my match, call it a couple times, go watch, call my match one or two more times, go out wrestle, then just watch the rest of the show. That's always what I did when I first started. But then like I just stopped watching every single match on the show and just kind of like did my thing. But then like when Sumo was coming up, or Dex, or like John, trying to think if there's any other, like, I like kind of with Trey now, like I always try to watch Trey matches and like give him advice afterwards. I did it with Slade down at PvP for a while. Like, there are certain guys that I'm like, okay, I feel like I could help them out. And I think, cause like, it's either like I like their gimmick, or there's something about, like, I feel like I could give them good advice. I'm not like, I don't think I can do that for everyone. Right. But I do think like certain gimmicks I kind of tap into a little bit. So I would say, other than that, I really don't watch the like show. Like, if I think someone's good and like I'm not going to be able to like help them at all, or like that they're very experienced and they might not take my feedback as feedback, they might just take it as criticism, you know. Like, I won't really watch those matches anymore. But if it's someone, like I said, someone like younger, or someone, if they ask me to watch their match, I always will. Yeah, or like I think one of the studio tapings, I was watching a lot of like Love Doug's matches and like helping them out with those. Like, that's what I like to do in wrestling. Like, I want to be able to help people that I think try and care. Like, I want to be able to help them get as good as possible, as fast as possible.
Do you guys think there was any difference with wrestling in the studio shows than wrestling? I mean, obviously there was, but like difference in like I'll assume where you watch all the matches and you wanted to basically take as much in as possible. Was it different during the studio tapings than, like, if they try to keep you from distancing, or try to keep you from watching matches, from talking to different people? Was it any different than what it is? I mean, even this last weekend, or even coming up on these shows that you guys have been doing lately?
No, it was just more crowded. Because we were all kind of piled. We weren't piled.
You think it was a little easier to talk to people then?
Actually, yeah, it kind of
better than a little more camaraderie.
Yeah, it kind of was, and we had multiple TVs in the back, and we had people that were sort of playing middleman to, the people running the show, and the guys and the girls in the back. So we were kind of close knit. So it was real easy to say like, "Hey, John," or "Hey, Bacon," because he was right over there.
All the studio
it was crowded, but it was not.
Like,
it was fun.
Like NEW and Limitless, all the tapings were, it was limited to who showed up. Whereas like now we're kind of back in full swing, and people can just kind of show up and do ring crew stuff. I think you had more time to talk to people during the tapings because there's more downtime too.
Yeah,
true. No setup really.
One thing too about
but
the
there was no
tapings-
natural. There was no natural
Yeah, so one
reaction
thing
to
about the
matches,
tapings
so like you
was,
see that a lot with guys coming up. They either flop or they
we're
or
off a
they
little bit.
succeeded.
That's what keeps happening.
Yeah.
So, what's the name? I was in the loft, right? There's like a little loft at the taping. There's like a little loft at the taping, and I was up there the whole time. That's where John was like editing things, and they had a screen. So actually, that was probably the most I've got to watch of other people, or the most I have watched of other people, because I was just being antisocial with Jon Roy up in the loft and just watching the actual like footage of the matches. But one thing I will say about the Studio Wars, and again, I pull no punches. I only speak truth on here. I will fully admit, I think Michael Lombardi is the funniest, and like, I love that man. I think he is awesome, right? Like, and I know like he's a boss. He's like my boss and like one of my promoters, right? Like when you work for a company,
Nah, he's
promoter's
the
boss.
best. You
That's
can
just how
say
it
it.
works, dude. I love that guy, right? And like, I don't want to sound like his ass, but that motherfucker is so funny. During the Studio Wars, if he
Yeah.
didn't like a match, he would just start going off. He would be like, "What the fuck is going on in there?" He's like, "All right, stop it. We gotta restart it over. Get to the back." There's all this bullshit, dude. It was so funny, and I would just be up in the loft with John, dying. I think he is the funniest. I told him this one time, and I said, "I don't know if this is the biggest compliment or insult, but if you had a reality show, that's all I would watch. I would binge watch
Oh my god.
Lombardi TV because, dude, he is so
I'd pay so
fucking
much
funny.
money.
And like I said, during the Studio Wars, bro, I was dying because if he didn't like something, everyone in the room was hearing it, dude, and it was awesome. I was just up with John, just like grabbing him, dude, just laughing. It was awesome. So,
Very
For
intimate.
as
Oh,
many
dude.
stories as
Brett
we have
says
about
scumbag
wrestlers, we have
this
equally
weekend.
as many about Mike Lombardi.
wait, who says the
Brett
scumbag this
said
weekend?
What were you saying, John?
BRG said scumbag in his promo,
Uh-uh.
and I guess that's a big no-no for Michael, and chased him to the back and chopped the shit out
Oh
of Brett.
no.
Really?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh,
You saying
poor Brett.
scumbag out
It was
there? You kiss your mother with
amazing.
that mouth?
Pretty
That's my
much.
word.
So Ben
BRG.
Carasini said, "How surreal was it to see people you've trained with get to go against some of the biggest names in the business?" I haven't really trained with anyone, but
I think he was.
I've wrestled with a bunch of guys, and yeah, go ahead.
Maybe that Chan Thomas doing with Moxley and
Moxley, yeah, I
who
think he was
else
talking
there?
like
Wasn't there a couple other people?
guys I trained with, because he's a XWA fan, Ben Carcieri, talking about guys I've trained with, such as Channing and Waves and Curls, coming up and getting to wrestle guys like Private Party and Channing to get to work with Moxley and everything, and it's cool. It's especially like when I hear about it first and kind of get to be there when they get to hear the news, and just to see them go from step one to where they are now it's just a weird, there is a hard line between like being jealous of somebody and like being proud of somebody, and there's some guys I think that get the spotlight that I don't think deserve it. I'm sure everybody does.
Who?
But like these guys, like when guys like Waves and Curls and Channing get that position, you just can't help but feel happy for them.
I completely agree, and especially
Yeah,
because,
I was
like,
super stoked with the Waves and Curls on AEW Dark. I never watched AEW Dark, but I put it on just for Waves and Curls, and I fast forwarded through it, and I'm like, where the fuck are Waves and
Yeah,
Curls?
their
And
match
they weren't
got
on
moved.
it. And yeah,
Gave
their
them
match got
match
moved, and then I look
graphics.
at Trey's. He's going like, Jalen was putting in his curls or something in the bathroom. We missed the entrance. So I was like, oh, that sucks, dude.
at least I had a good.
Yeah, but
sense
that's
of humor
awesome for
about
them, man. That's cool for them.
They
Yeah,
took it in
exactly. You have a
stride.
good sense of plus, and they're wrestling Arn Anderson's son, so I wanted to know if Arn Anderson smelled like Brute cologne and
Well, that's another thing too. They
boiling
said,
hot dogs.
they were like, they did these matches, and they're like, the past couple of weeks we've had like half of the Four Horsemen in the corner, like, because they got
Yeah, so I was
fucking,
gonna say, what the fuck?
like,
Oh yeah, Tully and Arn.
yeah, watching their
dope.
matches,
It's insane.
and it's like
So,
those things I never
and
thought would
one of
happen.
our-
Like, I'm working with these guys. I'm making graphics for Taven for like Impact Wrestling, as I just got done with like some Ring of Honor shit last month, and it's like, what is fucking.
Yeah,
life
it's
is
crazy for you right now that you're like, oh, ROH got shut down, and then you're like, oh, I'll go to Impact. I guess I'll do some Impact stuff too.
The easiest sign.
I'm gonna call Jon Roy
easiest signing ever.
The forbidden
Just
door,
walked
Jon
right out
Roy.
of. Imagine that. Imagine
Forbidden Door.
each
door
building
Roy.
at each end of the street, like on opposite sides of the street, and John just walks out of one and right into the other. Just like, hey,
John has
his
the
shirt.
that's sky. John has the skyway between the buildings.
yeah.
It's the lone skyway.
Yeah. And he's the only one on
Also
it. Only he
earlier
has access
in
to
one of our chats, we had breaking news. Justin Tunis, aka Hammer Tunis, aka Sexy Jesus, aka one half of the greatest tag team in the history of New England, the Closers, said that PvP is back in April. This is news to me as well. Yeah, that's I think that's a big deal. And he said it in the chat, and he knows
like
what
we're
happens in
springing
the chat
forward.
gets put on the cast. So, like, I think he was giving us the okay to break the news. So we're breaking the news here.
Oh wow.
We don't have the exact date,
Dude.
but PvP's back in April, people.
Hell yeah.
April flowers bring PvP matches. What is it? Is that how the old saying goes?
PP showers.
Ooh,
exactly
April flowers bring PvP showers.
Yeah.
What
I don't
does
know any
May
information.
bring?
I don't know any information on the show, but he threw it in the chat. So I guess that's official.
Let's go. That's awesome.
So Nick, are you
do
making
it.
your comeback as a
So-
referee?
Yeah, guys, I'll start training right now. Let's go.
What do you have to
train
train
right now?
to? You have
I'll
to
come
count to
back.
three.
I've
Do
been
you know
doing
how to count to three?
I gotta start doing yoga again. 1,
Broga?
3. Man. See, again. I need
Wait,
to.
does
I
that
need a
exist?
couple of weight. What? Like a ring?
No,
like referee
Broga.
training.
Can I
Broga?
trademark
Bro,
that
yoga?
right now?
Yeah, yoga. Dude, DDP yoga. Come on.
Yeah, but is it called Broga?
I don't want to look up Broga. I feel like it's gonna be like a. No, Broga yoga. It already exists. Yeah.
Oh, Lewis said he'll train.
Broga
Yeah,
yo.
dude, definitely. Lewis. If you want a
BrogaYoga.com.
referee, Train, bro.
I mean, I feel like you can just do yoga.
It did exist. Damn it! I thought I was clever. I was about to trademark something.
They'll have great stashes.
I thought they were all Slade.
So
Yeah, so it's,
we're gonna wrap
it's a
up the
British
show with
thing.
some
You can bring it
Brogan
to the
talk.
States.
Yeah, we'll bring it to the States, babe. We're gonna
No,
wrap up the show with some Brogan
yeah.
talk.
I want Sumo. Are you coming up in April then? PvP for April? If
You
I'm
bet I'm
coming
coming
back to
up
the
in
ring, you gotta be
April.
coming up.
Of course.
Let's fucking go. Yo, we got BR. We're BRing all around.
Oh, we're beyond.
You guys gotta come up for WrestleMania too. WrestleMania Saturday night.
Ooh.
So Mania
Is it today
Saturday
again?
Let's
night.
do it. It's a 2-day. It's a Saturday night and a Sunday. Yo,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
pissed, dude, because this Saturday I'm gonna be in New York. I'm not even gonna be around for Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's this Saturday. They're Saturday now.
That's this Saturday.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude, they're doing
That
Saturday
made me
all
leave.
year. Saturday for
Are
everything.
you
now.
guys doing your What's Sizzling Rumble again?
I have a there's 8 spots left in the female rumble
How
on
much
First
money?
Bake right now. $10
How
a
much
spot.
per spot? Oh, how many spots?
$10 a spot.
No, but how many
There are
spots
8
you said
spots. There's
left?
8 spots left. 8.
I'll probably take 2 to 4 of them spots.
24
Dude.
spots.
Yeah, give me
We'll be open to
24
do what?
spots. I swear to God, if I lose.
5-year-old right? What if you do?
I swear to God. I swear to God, if you invoice me right now.
I'll request. I'll hit a request right now. Yeah, just go sign up in First Bake. 8 spots left, and then we're gonna run it. I just need to
Yeah, so-
randomize the list, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, so go do
Oh,
that,
John,
people,
how much-
if you wanna hop in on that.
Give me spots. I'll pay you
Um,
money.
Take up the spots, give up the money. Y'all know what to do. But yeah, we're gonna be back. Like I said, we're gonna try to figure out some technology errors that we're having with this Facebook Live, but we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna do some good things. We're gonna change the world. Probably not any of those things, but we're gonna have some fun
I
conversations.
don't think we're changing.
So join us back. What
Yeah.
Sizzling is here.
Oh, we can raise our hands. That's like John raised his hand. Now we know how to speak.
The bacon, the bacon, the bacon, the bacon.
「 much to say about how the world's reached this point, how my feelings are in this joint. On the train, I've got nothing on this pain. It reaches me from within. I take a bullet for a win. These times are getting closer to the end, and there's so much that I have left to mend. On the train, I've got so much to say. See me through a tainted glass, reminiscing on what I had. When I die, I hope you know how much I wanted you to hear. When I die, I don't wanna know when my time is near. On the train, I've ran miles to see this day. Can you see me with these walls, the ones I put up to catch my fall? These times are getting closer to the end, and there's so much that I have left to mend. On the train, I've got so much to say. See me through a tainted glass, reminiscing on what I had. A statement from you could solve my entity. I don't wanna drown in your makeshift pity. Save me from my soul. The ground is getting cold without you here, without you near. These times are getting closer to the end, and there's so much that I have left to mend. On the train, I've got so much to say. See me through tainted glass, reminiscing on what I had.
Turn that shit off!
Fuck's sakes.